Well, hello, friends. How are you? This is Rhonda. I'm back with another practice growth strategy. And as you can see, I'm in a very different location. I'm actually in Nashville at the moment, and I'm excited to be here. I was just here for a big mastermind. So I am part of a mastermind, and I meet with my mastermind cohort friends. There's about 30 of us, and we meet every single year, 3 different times. And each time that we meet, we come away with a ton of good information. And it's the collective synergy that happens between us that gives us all this great information. So, what I wanted to talk to you today about is how to be a good listener. Now, inside this mastermind, there are 30 of us. So there are 30 very successful business people that all have online businesses. Some of them have brick and mortar, some have a combination of both. So it's a perfect space for me to be. And I always learn so much from them. But one of the things that I've learned is that I have to be a better listener, or a really intentional listener. And the same is true when we're working with patients. When we have patients that are, we want to just sometimes cut to the chase, like get to the chase, get to the point. I know what I'm going to do. I know what I'm going to give with you. I know how I'm going to handle this situation or problem. I know how long you're going to have to do this. I've done this a million times. Like, that's the conversation that's going on in our head. But what we need to be very intentional about is how to be better listeners, how to listen to the things that are being unsaid, how to find that one little nugget in a patient conversation that could literally completely change the trajectory of how you're managing and dealing with that particular patient case. Because we often have these preconceived ideas. I know I do. I come into like a mastermind meeting like this and I think, oh, that person is in this niche. Oh, I'm not going to learn anything from them. That person's in multi-level marketing. Definitely not going to learn anything from them. Oh, that person does, brick and mortar work. That's not for me. I don't have 100% brick and mortar. And what happens is I start to kind of already in my head have a conversation. Oh, I already know how to do my thing. And it got me thinking about interactions with patients that we often do the same thing. So one of the tips that I want to give you today is this week, be intentional about being a better listener. When the patients are talking to you, don't listen inside or through your own filter of, yeah, say what you need to say. I already know what I'm going to do. Don't listen like that. Be a listener that's someone who says, really? Or tell me more about that. Or I'm curious why you came to that conclusion. Those are curious, inquisitive questions that you can ask that will help you draw out more information that could be really helpful for you as you're working with the patient. So that was one of my big takeaways. In the next few weeks, I'll be sharing more of my takeaways with you, both here and inside the Facebook group and inside the Mighty Network group for the clinical stuff. So anyway, that's what I've got for you this week. Listen, one more thing I want to tell you about. We're hosting a special webinar on May the 31st at 9 a.m. with Practice Better. Now, Practice Better is an online software. They have agreed to come on and host a seminar. I'm going to read you the title. At our request, we really asked, I love the software. And I said, how can I, get the word out about what you do? And they're going to be hosting with us a seminar or a webinar, on May the 31st. So next week at 9 a.m. And it's called How to Use Online Programs and Courses to Achieve Better Client or Clinical Outcomes. So really, how to use online courses and programs to help build and leverage a successful patient or client outcome. So what I want you to do is mark your calendar, May 31st for 9 a.m. Pacific time, and that's when we'll be doing the webinar. So I will hopefully see you next Monday for the next PGS or Practice Growth Strategy email, which is what this is, and also on the webinar on the 31st at 9 a.m. Pacific. And we're going to be talking about how to use programs and courses to be able to get better results for your patients and give them a better patient experience. So, all right, friend, take care. I'll talk to you next week.